Good afternoon and welcome to Table Talk live from 802 Scoop on 185 North Main Street in Barre, and it's freaking cold. I don't like it.
You
This
got
back
too
and
used
forth,
to that.
back and forth.
You got too used to that brief spell of warm weather.
I know I shouldn't have gotten used to it at all because I knew better. It's March, and it usually snows like crazy on my birthday, and it didn't disappoint this year. It didn't snow like crazy, but it definitely snowed on Saturday and gave us a little hard time in the morning. But then it went away. So that was good. Just sugar snow, they call it, right?
Poor man's fertilizer.
I guess.
Yeah. See, John and I know. We've been around a while.
Yeah.
That's what my father always used to say.
That's right.
So this afternoon, as many of you know, because we did the official press release the other day, and then asked you all to join us for the Barre City Ward 1 City Council candidate, John Hood. And so that's who joins us this afternoon. And you can introduce this lovely lady beside you, however you want to introduce her.
Now?
Yes.
This is my lovely wife. We started a business in Barre, the Meltdown. We've actually had a lot of different businesses together over the years. Probably somewhere around at least 30 years.
Yep.
Probably somewhere around there. We've been, some of them have gone really, really well, and some have taken a lot to keep running, and it takes a lot to run these businesses, and we're
It's more than a full-time job,
it's a
for sure.
yeah it's
I think that people think when you're your own boss, it's the greatest thing, but it's really not, because there's a lot more than just your 8-hour day. That's for sure.
that is for sure.
It's 24/7, really.
24/7.
Yeah. It's it's definitely not an easy thing. So born and raised here?
Born and raised. I was a East Barre boy, so just up the road a bit. Diane's actually from Miami.
Well, born in Montreal,
Yeah.
moved to
born in
Miami,
Montreal.
and then moved to Vermont. And I became an American citizen in 2008. So, yep.
Nice.
Well, that's great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
And then I consider myself a Barre City girl because that's where I've lived ever since I moved here. So.
Yep.
Yep.
Well, everybody knows you. Well, they know your name because
Yeah.
you have had different businesses. Like you
Yes.
had Jazzercise.
Jazzercise,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why he always used to be the Jazzercise lady's husband, but he was always behind the scenes. So.
I'm kind of always the behind the scene guy, anyways. So for me to be stepping out for this is pretty. It's a step out for me. to be
Well, it
honest.
says a lot, actually, that you've lived here a long time. You're seeing things, and you've decided I got to do something about this.
It's exactly it right there. I've seen things happen, and just in our businesses and the community and
Schools. We have 2 kids
schools.
that,
Yeah.
went to Spalding.
And-
So.
Yeah.
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 And some of it can be changed, and I just think there's probably room for improvement, and
Well, it's good to bring that business person's view, to the council too. I mean, we got Don Ruth here's on there.
Yep.
Let's see, what's her name next to me?
Sonia.
Sonia.
Yeah.
She's involved with her family business. But I mean, hands-on, day-to-day stuff. You and Dawn are probably the only two
Yep.
on there that
You
are
and
like
Dawn.
that. And,
Yep.
you know, so it's good. It's good to have a mix of different personalities on the council.
Yeah.
Yeah. And experiences, and you definitely bring that. As
Oh,
you
for
said,
sure.
you've owned many businesses, and you know what it has taken to run each of those,
Right.
and be a homeowner, a parent, a business owner, all of that, all at once, and it's a lot. So you have a voice that maybe some of us don't have. That's for sure.
Yeah.
So what made you decide to do this?
Um,
What was like the big? Was there one thing that just said, okay, this is really?
well, I guess I've always kind of just, like, been the one that sat back, but now I've just seen certain things that have happened over the years, and that I've always wanted to really do something, you know, and try to do something more for the communities. Well, I mean,
You've always
we're always talking about, well,
you've always listened, and
yeah,
and now he wants to have a voice, more be able to talk about it instead of just sitting
I
back.
mean, I rattle off in her ear all the time. So, not that you'll be able to tell talking to me, but 'cause sometimes I hardly even say a word. But
Well, that's because the gears are turning, John.
Oh.
And so, I mean, that's a great trait to have. To
Yeah.
be somebody who actually really listens is. That's
I'm a good listener.
You can hear
I'm-
people but that doesn't mean that you actually listen to them. So
Yeah.
it's a really good trait to have that that you can do that, and it's something that you want to do and focus on what people are really saying to you in the community, for sure. You, me, Jeff, we've all sat down and we've talked a couple of times prior to this, so that we and talked out about why you want to run, and
yeah,
you know, getting you prepared to run, and you've hit on some pretty good topics as far as property taxes and workforce shortages and responsible budgeting and infrastructure improvements, public safety, and just simply making it a little bit easier for homeowners and small businesses to be here in Barre City.
correct.
And I mean, let's talk about that a little bit. Let's talk about what that kind of looks like, and what your experience has even been. And because you're not saying this just off the cuff, you've really experienced some of these things.
Yeah, there's lots of things we've experienced. I mean, just in probably the last few years, we've experienced a lot of hikes in taxes and insurances, and just running the business in itself. There's been hikes. The food costs, just the cost of living has gone up excruciating, and just want to try to see if there's anything I can do to help us all get through this hard time. It's a really hard time for everybody. And I just want to be a part of it. If I can do anything, I want to be a part of it.
Right, and we talked about that. I think the last time we got together, that you know that obviously some of the things, or a lot of the things, are on a federal level. You're not going to fix those, but
Right.
there
I
are
mean-
things here that you can. You know that we can't fix those things, so let's ease up and fix the things that we can on a city level,
Right.
permitting and taxes and different budgets and things like that.
Yes.
You know, we've talked about that there really is a way to at least help
Yeah.
the people here.
And that's where I'm want to try to, if I'm elected or whatever.
Facilitate it all.
Yeah.
Like help
I
facilitate.
want to be the voice of them,
Mm-hmm.
and try to move things along, and be kind of the voice for all of them, and see if we can't get some things done.
How do you feel about the roads and the paving and all of that good stuff?
Well, just like all of us were probably all, swearing and whatnot when we're driving over it. There's a lot to it too. I mean, there's a certain amount we can do about it. I mean, I don't know a whole lot about infrastructure, but I know there's sidewalks and pavement in the road, and there's things way underneath there too that need fixing, and it's very expensive, and we have to think about saving for the future to repair some of this stuff. There's some stuff in the system that's over 200 years old. I mean, those are things that have to be kind of considered too a little bit. I mean, it's and that's very expensive.
Yeah.
Very expensive. But the pothole thing, I think they did a pretty good job. They went out and they plugged up a lot of those.
Well, and that was at an unexpected cost. That was about $10,000 worth of hot mix with the city crew went down to Massachusetts and brought back up last week or 2 weeks ago and used it all up patching potholes, because cold patch that you use, late in the year to patch basically just for potholes doesn't work in the winter.
Right.
It won't stay. The ground's cold, there's water in the potholes. So the minute they put it in, within 2 or 3 days, it's already falling apart.
Right.
So they bit the bullet, took $10,000 out of the capital plan, I think, and went down to Massachusetts and brought back $10,000 worth of hot mix.
Yeah. See, there you go, $10,000 right there.
Right there, $10,000 that probably
Poof.
would have been used for something else.
Yeah.
That needs. The city used to have, and I'm sure they still do, but it's never a fail-safe thing. You have a budget for roads and water and sewer lines, and they used to do a plan where they'd pick 3 or 4 streets a summer, and they'd rip them right up, take out the 100-plus-year-old water and sewer lines, replace them all, then put in a nice new road.
Right.
And sidewalks. Then the biggest hit was the 2023, 2024 floods.
Yeah.
So
I didn't know.
I don't think they've hit anything near what they used to hit, plan-wise, because
For a
of just
couple years.
those 2 disaster years.
Yeah, that was a hard time right there. Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, that's a hard hit for towns.
And now, we had picked so many streets to do this coming year, and they just released the list that I guess the city engineer may have put up with. I don't know, but there's a lot of people that are mad because there's streets that, to the everyday driver, need to be paved more than the 6 or 7 they have on that list.
Right.
Air Street being one of them. Probably, in my opinion, I've been up and down that road so many times this winter for basketball games with my grandson, and Raylene's been with me, and it's like going through a war zone.
Right.
There were landmines everywhere. So, that might come up tonight, that street needs to be elevated up onto the list.
Yeah.
And those are the things we're going to find. The city manager will present a list, and then we'll look at it, and, it'll either get picked apart, or he'll be able to, convince us that these are the streets that need to be done.
Right.
And
Yeah,
we were talking about that this morning, how it's going to be nice, it would be nice for John to just sit and listen to this, because this is something he has not learned about, and now by learning he'll be able to help more to try and figure it out.
I'll have a more of a voice and
More knowledge
Yeah.
about everything.
yeah. I mean, there's going to be quite a bit I'd have to pick up doing this, and
What's nice is you'll get a packet, probably I think Thursday or Friday for Tuesday's meeting, and they'll have the agenda and then backup material for each item on the agenda.
Right.
So, if you like
And
reading, it's fun.
At
Get the
some
information.
point,
Yeah.
and at some point, everybody's a new counselor, and so I think everybody expects that there's going to be, maybe a few months where there's just listening, and you're not really like throwing out all of these things. And,
Exactly.
I think that more than likely is expected of anybody. Everybody starts from ground zero, and you got to work your way in. And the benefit, though, is that at least I believe the benefit is that you're somebody that's been here for a long time and you've experienced a lot of things.
Yes.
And so even though this is all new for you, the environment, it's not new for you.
Correct,
Just
yeah.
the only thing different is the environment, and the rest of it is all just the same shit you do every day, John.
I know. It's just, just to take it all in. and-
Yeah, take it
yeah.
all in. And
Yeah.
we've talked in the past a little bit about public safety and thoughts on that. Like, what are your thoughts? Like, where do you think we're at?
I mean, I think,
stuff in the city.
I'm all for, supporting the police and the responders, I mean, they've got a hard job. I mean, it's a really, really hard job.
They do try to do as much as they can.
They do. I mean,
We just saw it the other night out the window.
we did. They were right directly out in front of the meltdown. There was like 4 of them out there, and they did what they did. They had to do. But I mean, my job is my job, but their job is something different to me. I mean, they've got to really be interactive with the community, and it's a hard job. I'm not sure. Yeah, I mean, once I get into knowing more about what's going on, and I'm sure I can have a little more input as
How do
to
you feel
what.
about cameras around the city?
I think it's a good idea, to be honest. I actually think that's a really good idea to have them probably at most intersections, and I think I don't know what the cost in that is, but
Well, they did put some up. The
Yeah.
council approved some, and they had put some up. And I don't know if it's in the works to put some more, but
they're good for
weren't
like,
hitting how
yeah.
hurt anything.
but I think at intersections, different points of entry to the city or going out of the city, I think it's a really good, it's actually a pretty good tool,
We as a business, because we're right on Washington Street, we do get a lot of phone calls as, did you see
Yeah.
a car drive by? Did you see
Yeah.
anything happen outside your business? So we have our cameras.
We're trying to upgrade
We're trying
them.
to upgrade them right now.
Because
but
ours only,
I do think it's very important for businesses to have cameras
Yes.
outside of their location.
Just
and that-
another added.
And that the cameras work. That's the other thing, because a lot of the times we also hear our cameras were down. We couldn't do that, and I think that is a huge part of our community safety. I think if everybody just joined in, and I know we bought the Ring cameras. They were not cheap, but I think in the end it helps the whole community.
Everybody.
Yeah.
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 Everybody.
Yeah.
We were having dinner one night with some friends, and the front camera activated, and
Yeah.
this group of teenagers were kicking the shit out of somebody right out in front of this building.
oh no.
And got a call from one of the police officers and said, "We see you have a camera there. Can you guys check that?" And we did, and sent it on to them.
Yeah, and that's what
Yep.
That's awesome.
they
Yeah.
were able
Yeah.
to base their case on. So, you know, there was a lot of controversy though around the cameras and whether or not we should have them in the city and in privacy and whatnot. But it, you know, I
I think
personally
it
think
helped.
it's great that you support it and
I think that kinda outweighs, right?
Everyone. No, it's and really nowadays you're on camera everywhere.
Yes.
Everywhere.
True.
I don't know that there's anywhere that you're not,
Yeah. Yeah.
but who knows? And how about body worn cameras for our force, and which I think they all have them now.
I think it's a thing,
But
isn't it?
maintaining it and just you know, making sure that that's done. And then let's see. Strengthening and supporting the local business. Like, what do you think that we could do, or you could do, or the council as a whole could do to better support small business in Barre?
Well, I think actually it's a community thing, really. That, you know, it's like buy, sell, support local businesses kind of thing. And again, probably going right back to even people trying to start their businesses here. It's hard. It's expensive. It gets it's very costly to start a business when you have fee after fee kind of thing. I don't know. It's
Well, when we started the meltdown, we had to get permits to make sure that we weren't changing things too much in the house to go against the look. So we're not historical, but we were.
yes.
We were.
Forgot
we
about
had
that.
we had to, like, it was a process to take the stairs down, to build a kitchen, to change our parking lot, to have signs. It's just a lot to ask for people that are trying to make their dreams come true by doing the process,
Yeah,
right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. And then we actually, at one point, wanted to expand and make our outdoor larger so that we could have more tables. We could bring more people into the restaurant to give more income to the city. And we actually got denied for
Couple times.
a couple times
A couple times.
Not just once, but a couple times.
because they didn't want more traffic. They didn't want, I don't know.
It was water runoff.
Yeah.
I mean, and you know, a lot of that was considered. I mean, when I brought the plans to them, I mean, a lot of it wasn't just like, I'm just going to throw something up, right? So it was very well planned out, and they dragged their feet, and
So we gave up.
we gave up.
Yep.
And I think the process should be a lot smoother. So I think we've got to try to make it easier for even the ones that are existing, as well as the ones that want to start a business, to be able to make a you know, like a easy transition into doing what they want to do. I mean, I'm not saying that they should be able to, like, just throw something up without any, you know, there has to be
Oversight,
some,
right.
yeah.
Yep.
So there has to be some kind of,
And I think that's
Yeah.
what you want to help a lot with
Yes.
too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
and when, I mean, we've talked before, and you said this wasn't just about business either. You really felt this way about homeowners too, and,
Yes.
and the ability to do something at your house, fix something at your house, change a
Exactly.
window, build a deck, you know, put up a fence, whatever. It's
well,
hard.
that's the thing is, I mean, I get having permits. Permits are, kind of protects, it actually protects the neighborhoods and whatnot, yeah. But I think if you're within your boundary of your house, I don't understand all this fees and whatnot for every little thing that you do to your house. I mean, I think if you want to improve your house, that's an awesome thing for Barre itself, because you're improving property values, right? I mean, so when you're adding a fee on top of something you're already trying to improve, then that just is, it accumulates. It's a lot more money, and
it is another step. It's another step of the process.
Yeah.
If you have to go before the boards at all, or the commissions or committees, and I mean, it's not always so cut and dry what you want to do.
Right.
And then you do things like say, okay, enough is enough of this, and I give up,
yeah,
which is too bad.
that's what we did. Yeah. So, I mean, we're at where we are now, and we're doing fine, but it was very frustrating at the time to get through that, and said, okay, fine, we'll just go along with what we got. But that's the thing, is when you got businesses that want to come in and they want to do certain things, and they find out, oh, we can't do that, and so they basically say, well, if I can't do that, then they have certain ideas when they come into Barre or any city.
Right.
I'm not going to, and when you have restrictions and this and that, it will kind of either deter them from coming to start a business, kind of thing. So I think
And
either
buying a home to redo the home.
and buying a
Yeah.
home, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So,
So you have a family,
yep,
you have kids,
we have two, yeah,
and now they're trying to do all of this stuff, and I'm sure that you've seen with them trying to do all of this stuff, home, buying home, doing,
yes,
just starting life,
yeah.
how difficult it is.
It's very difficult. I've watched both my kids go through.
Struggles.
Yeah,
Getting homes, and it's not easy.
No.
Just finding one alone, and then the struggles of actually getting
Our,
it.
our
It's hard.
son just bought a house, and now he's realizing how that's going to be, like, wow, that's
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
a lot.
a lot right now. And we're very proud of him for doing it, He's, and then my stepdaughter,
Yep.
his daughter, bought a house a couple years ago, and she's going through it, and it's hard, it's,
yeah, you can see the struggles,
yep.
It's it's a hard thing,
Yeah,
watching your kids struggle like that.
it is. It is, and
And then
maybe-
we do see a lot of our friends and families that their kids are moving out of state. They're moving away,
Yeah.
because it's easier for them out of state. And hopefully they will come back. That's the thing too.
Yeah,
Stepping away, maybe wanting to come back at some point.
Well, and that's one of the things that you mentioned was kind of your goal was to get kids to want to stay here and,
Right.
and grow here, and changing the infrastructure and keeping business on Main Street.
Yeah.
Those are the things that you look forward to doing because you want the kids to stay.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It's sad that you see them wanting to leave, not wanting to stay, and you want them to stay. You want to see the community do well, and when you see people wanting to leave because
It's too expensive.
it's too expensive, and it's it's pretty stressful.
Yeah. You
Yeah,
think of
and
anything
you need,
else?
and it's just like a vicious cycle, because you need more jobs, so people come in, and now people won't take jobs here because they can't find a place to live.
Yeah,
And then you look around and there's these houses that need to be, repaired and put on the market, but nobody has the money to do that
Right.
because they don't have a job. It's like the hospital. The hospital's having a problem hiring doctors and nurses because there's no suitable housing in the area. So hopefully this Prospect Heights thing helps take care of that, because that's gonna have regular housing, then a mix of affordable housing. Not government housing, what I call it, but affordable housing.
Right.
And that's it. We need, it's just a circle. We need more business.
We need the balance.
Right. There's
Yeah.
gotta be a balance there somewhere.
Yeah.
What was it you and I that heard the other day about all these people that bought properties, out-of-state people that bought properties in Vermont are now finding it too expensive for them. So now they're abandoning
They're
those.
leaving.
They're leaving those and going back where they came from. And-
Yeah.
But these houses that they're leaving are priced so high that young
Yes.
people can't afford to buy them.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, and it's, our elderly population is definitely struggling at this, now, because there's no place for them to go. They used to, there used to be the Barre Manor, or, there was elderly housing.
Tilden House.
That doesn't exist
No.
here anymore. And so they're afraid to leave their big houses. So they just board off the second floor, keep just the first, and that's what they do.
Yeah.
And those are homes that could become affordable for your kids, my kids. But that's not happening because we have no place for them to go anymore.
Right.
It's very unfortunate, for sure.
Right.
Yeah.
And
Well, that's the trouble though with the redoing these houses, and like say a business that wanted to go into the business of redoing these places. So when they're in there redoing these places and they're trying to get more housing, then the company itself has to pay a penalty for doing that kind of job. I mean,
Moving it too quickly, or
Or they have to
right?
jump through legal hoops.
Yes.
You know, and that's why there's abandoned houses.
yeah,
You
Yes.
drive around and see these, like down in the North End, there's a bunch, and I'm not talking about the houses that were damaged by the flood. These are houses that have been vacant for years.
Yeah.
right.
People just
Yeah, not even
left.
by the flood.
Right.
No.
People
And
just
then-
up and left.
So someone goes in, let's say you used to do that.
All the time, yeah.
You go in and buy a house, and an empty house, and fix it all up. But it's so ridiculous now, the fees and the licensing shit that you have to go through just to rehab a house. It's not cost effective
Yeah.
And then
I mean, you have to move that cost on to
to
you
the
know,
buyer. Yeah.
So, yeah.
and then the taxes after you sell the
So,
house,
yeah. Gains.
Yep.
or else you have to keep it for a long time until you can. Yep,
Yeah.
that's a hard part too. So people can't come in and fix up because of that reason.
And I know that this position can't solve all that.
No,
You know, I'm just,
but you'll find that you will be asked by people.
Yeah.
What do you think about that, and what do you have for ideas to fix it? And it's hard.
Yeah.
Because, like I said, you drive around and just see all these empty places, and
well, it kind of, yeah, you're wondering why
This,
it's like that, you know?
Oh,
Yeah.
this is how you want to help the city, is by
Yeah.
right. Who knows? Maybe we have to be a little more lenient with our zoning and planning laws, and not to the point where someone's going to be living in a tar paper shack.
Right.
but-
right.
Well, yeah, I mean, you have to have certain guidelines for sure.
Yeah.
That's a given right there. But yeah, just make it a little more streamlined and easier to accomplish the goal of getting some housing.
Yeah.
You know.
And these groups that are managing these multifamily buildings, like Tilden and North Barry, I don't know, I think Down Street does a decent job with theirs, but you gotta be stricter with you know, not just the people that move in there, but once they're in there, what they're doing. It's taxing our police department, our fire department, you know, the EMTs, they're going all the time. And, you know, and a lot of it is the drug issues, but.
But
you know,
that's the thing is once they get in there,
You can't
it's-
get them out.
you can't get them out, and then you have to go through all these legal formalities before you can even start to even think about getting them out. Sometimes they can be in there for a couple of years if things don't go quite right,
Yeah.
you know? I mean, yeah, you get them in there, and then you all of a sudden, oh yeah, they're in there selling drugs, and
Yeah.
then you got to prove it, and then
Yep.
you got to do this, and then that,
And
like you
sometimes
said,
even that
that's-
doesn't work. Yeah.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
we're taking the police department, and they have to like, you know, they're in there trying to get this thing solved, and
And it takes them a long time to be able to get to a point where they can do anything
Yeah.
about it.
yeah,
Yeah, for sure.
You know, there's no easy answers.
no,
Well,
There's no easy
but-
answers.
and
I mean,
that's
it's things that we can definitely work on.
Right.
And,
And that's the
But-
point. There is no easy answers, really. There isn't a one stop going to get all of this stuff done. That's impossible. You never would be able to.
Right,
But what you're promising to do is to always involve the community,
Yes.
and to listen and to be their voice. I mean,
Yeah.
that is what you want to do the most, is to be that person for your ward.
yes, yeah,
Yeah, because you won't do it on your own. You wouldn't do it on your own anyway. It's a council in its entirety, and you have your supports there, and that's how it all goes. That's
Yeah,
how it works.
yeah.
And, yeah. Cheryl Mativier says, "Good afternoon, John and Diane." Glenn Brummer also, he's a Ward 1. He lives in Ward 1 and is extremely excited to have you run.
Awesome.
We'll put one of your signs on Glenn's yard for sure.
Yeah.
We'll put
Oh, yeah.
one in his
Yeah.
yard. He's right up off of Camp Street, and I know that he'll just love to do that for you. And then Richard Bragg says, good luck.
oh,
So-
yeah, hi Richard.
Yeah.
Everybody.
So, yeah, I mean, and I know that you'll have people coming in and out and asking you lots of questions now. You
be happy.
have said you're prepared to kind of go beat the pavement and meet some people and
Yes.
speak with people, and people can also send you an email. If they want to get in touch or they have questions, they can reach out to John through John 4, the number 4, John 4 Ward 1, using the
Yes.
number 1, at gmail.com. And I will do a post when we're done that gives everybody the details of how they can reach you. Plus, you've got some yard signs that are going to start going up.
Yes,
So anybody that wants a yard sign can either email me through 802 Scoop, or you can let John know, and he will get you a sign to put them on your
I'll
lawn.
bring it right up.
Yeah, bring it right up. And but by all means, ask the questions, right? Or
Yep.
say, hey, I'd like a minute to talk to you about this or that. And
They have to ask the question.
yeah,
and
and I know
I'll
that
try
Glenn
to
has
do-
some stuff going on right in his neighborhood, and with some neighbors and maybe some unwanted old junk cars and farm animals that are, really devaluing his life there in his home that he's had for many, many, many years, and he's really feeling like he hit a brick wall, and no one's listening to him about it. And he has actually gone to people, and he's just feeling like he's really not getting anywhere. So
We'll
maybe
have
the
to
two
talk.
of you could have a talk and
Yep.
see, what he can and can't do, maybe to curb some of this stuff. He's been having a tough time up there. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
kind of know the feeling sometimes. Yeah.
Exactly.
There's certain things for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
There's,
Look around.
especially when you got neighbors. I mean, most of them are pretty good. Yep.
Yeah, but every once in a while, right? And
I
there's
mean, you
just
do.
that
I mean,
thing that you got to talk out sometimes, and
I think that's probably it. I think maybe you might have to talk to the people that
yep.
I think that's what it's going to take is dealing with that that kind of a problem. You're going to have to head on.
Head on for sure, but maybe a little gently.
Right,
And-
right.
Okay.
Yeah.
A little,
Maybe.
not so head on. Okay.
Yeah. not like in a headbutt sort of.
No,
Glenn.
I wouldn't do that.
No, don't do that, Glenn.
Give it a few months first.
Yeah. But no, in all seriousness, thank you for coming in and talking to us. And, thanks for running. It's awesome.
Well, thanks for having
It's
me.
always awesome when
Us.
people
Oh.
step up and are
Us,
willing
right?
to.
Yeah.
Yeah, willing to take on the task. It's good to see, and it's not for the faint of heart. So, and I think that everyone knows that it's not. So the fact that you are willing and ready to say, okay, I've watched long enough, and now I want
Well, that's
to
it.
sit in the seat and see what I can.
I'm all done sitting
learn
off
and
to the
do.
side for
Yeah.
sure. Yeah.
So that's good. So we welcome you, and you're welcome to come in here anytime. And even though this is not your favorite thing to do, so John would much rather just talk to you all one-on-one and not in front of these cameras under the gun.
Right.
So that's just not his thing. So please, by all means, if you want to talk to John, reach out through the email address. We will get the post up that gives you all of the information of how to contact him. And of course, you can always drop by and have dinner at the Meltdown and torment him there.
Always welcome.
Tug on his apron string and make him stop at the table and
Or they-
chat for
just-
a
Yeah.
bit.
Or they can just come in and I'll have a soda with them.
Yeah,
Or
I'll make sure you come down.
yeah.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah, yeah. So, thank you. Thanks for running, and thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having us. Really.
Yes. Really.
Absolutely. So Jeff and I will see you all soon. We'll be back on Thursday for Table Talk at noon, and then I will be here Thursday afternoon at 4 with Tina from Summer Street Tavern out back, who is going to do the first ever Barre Spring Fling. And she is inviting local businesses to join on and do something here special in Barre to kick off spring.
It'll feel good
So-
to have like a regular week and weekend now that the high school tournaments
No,
are done.
we're not having a
Oh, we got
regular
AAU.
weekend.
That's right.
Hey, we have Barre Blast, the spring.
Spring fling. Right?
No,
Is that what it
the
is?
spring invitational
Yeah.
is this weekend for the AAU
AAU.
basketball.
Yeah.
I'm learning.
And they are looking for help, volunteers
Desperately. Yes.
to be at the concession stands. And,
Mm-hmm.
you can look it up on their website. I
Or
think
you
it's-
can look on 802 Scoop
Yeah,
because
we've
I
got it on
posted
there.
all of the information that you need to sign up and become a volunteer. And there are a lot of slots
Yeah.
open. So guess what you're doing? When you're not watching the grandkids, you're going to be at one of the stations this weekend. You'll take one, I'll take the other.
It'll be like back in my old A&W days. huh?
Yep, that's right. You're gonna have to do it out. All for the kids, all for the love of the kids. So
Yeah, that's it.
We gotta do what we gotta do this weekend. So yeah, that's where we'll be. And if you don't want to volunteer, at least come up and take
Watch
a
some
game.
games.
Watch
yeah.
some games.
It's like
it should be
from
good.
3rd grade up to 8th grade.
Oh,
And
that's
they're
nice.
pretty
Yeah.
darn good.
They're good.
It's
they're
it's fun
select
to watch.
teams. It's not school teams. It's AAU is a separate organization.
Yep.
It's you pay to play.
Yep.
And it's Jordan just does a short season because then he does baseball all summer with my grandson and my granddaughter. And so we go to the games, and now I guess we'll go to more games. We won't just be watching; we'll be working. Thanks to Mrs. Nice Lady.
Yeah.
I know I have a hard time with the no thing, but
Well,
anyway.
It's good to be around the
that's okay.
grandkids.
It is, though.
It'll be fun, and it really is. I like to watch them only because they still love the game. Like they're literally out there just having a great time,
Yeah.
and it's fun to watch them and how
I remember
proud they
those
are and
days.
excited they
Yeah.
get. Yeah, it's,
We're gonna have
it's
them
a lot of fun.
hopefully soon with grandchildren.
I'm hoping,
at some
yeah,
point.
yeah.
You never know.
Yep.
And so here you go. The grandchildren soon means you want to build a better future
Exactly.
for them here in your
Right.
community.
There you go. See, there's
So-
another slogan you can run on.
That's right. So, take care.
Yeah.
We'll see you all soon. Have a great day.